What is going on, guys? We're back with another video today, and we're doing another rebuild. We are doing the rebuild of the Seattle Seahawks. Once again, I'm going to ask for your help in the comment section. If you could do one thing for me, I'd like a subscription. I'm just, okay, I keep pulling out that same tired move, but it's kind of working. Well, I'm a sucker, okay? Let me know in the comment section below, do you think we should use the hidden dev trick for rookies? I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to go about it. If you guys don't know, the animation for when they walk up tells you what their development trait is going to be after their hidden is gone in at 500 what is it called, 500 snaps. Let me know if you guys think we shouldn't use that. I will close my eyes and skip over. I don't know how I'm going to do it, to be honest, but let me know in the comment section below. And that's pretty much it. This is the roster for the Seahawks. They've got a couple of players. There's a lot of brown and bronze. Yeah, we're not doing race things. I'm sorry. I wasn't even making a joke. It just kind of happened. Collier, or Collier, whatever his damn name is, normal development. He's kind of big. For whatever reason, a lot of the rookies have good traits, so I kind of want to start him just for the traits alone. Also, I'm kind of recording in 1080p, 60 frames per second, while rendering 1080p, 60 frames per second, so it's basically the equivalency to me having a chokehold on my computer. My computer is literally gasping for air. It's like, mate, please. You know, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, things have to be done. Will Disley, star development. Yeah, I mean, this tight end situation is not great, but we'll put that Dick Son guy on there. It's jokes. Marsh still starting, apparently. It doesn't really matter. Ezekiel Ansah, forgot they made that move. They did get rid of Frank Clark, of course. There's a lot of things that we need to do. And I'm a little worried about Bobby Wagner's age because I don't remember how long linebackers last. I feel like he's going to retire on us or just become unusable right when we're getting going. But speaking of getting going, I think it's about time we actually do that. All right, so of course we know in real life Bobby Wagner actually did oh my God, a 5-year deal? Bobby Wagner actually got a massive deal in real life. 5-year deal is a lot. We'll probably have to give it to him, though. Salary's great. Man, that sucks. He got a big deal in real life, and we're going to have to give him one here, even bigger. In real life, it was like a 3-year, 54 mil, which is pretty fair to what we were going to offer him, but he's not interested. Michael Kendricks, linebacker isn't that hard to get, but we do need more than one, and Michael Kendricks, I think, is worthy of another, signing. Ansah, I mean, I don't even know what overall he's going to be by the end of the year. His team is really grasping at straws with a lot of their positions. I know the feeling, teams that have to pay a guy like Russell, Rodgers, all those guys, that huge money, it really does take a huge toll on your team. And we're seeing that here. He's lost to a 1-6 team? Yeah, that's cool. All right, here we go. 5-year deal. 34-year-old Bobby Wagner coming through. Watch out, kids. Devon Moore could get a contract. It comes down to how well he plays. Headed to the playoffs. It wasn't looking great. I can give you the spoilers there. We did go 9-7 though. Rams at 12-4. Show you guys the record. This is a Seattle-style rebuild, okay? I mean, obviously. But that's how Seattle does it. You just don't expect it. The roster's like, can they do it? Maybe. Probably. Perhaps. Rashad, are you actually like a for-real person? 16 touchdowns. Could have let Chris Carson have a few, and we would have had a superstar, but okay. Do what you want, I guess. Metcalf, okay season, I guess. Offensive line was actually pretty damn good, considering we know this team. We all know this team. Pass rush, absolutely horrendous. It's just so terrible. Linebacking core is actually pretty decent here, for the first year at least. Let's go against the Packers. 9-7. We just rebuilt the Packers recently. They did not go 9-7 year one. 80 overall to their 75. Okay, so we're up 2 overalls on the year. That's probably going to go down about 3 after the season once regressions and retirements hit, though. Let me know how 60 frames per second looks, by the way, assuming this video is in 60. Every time I look at it, it just baffles me because it just looks so good. It just looks so smooth. It's so good, and I forgot we're doing a Seahawks rebuild, and I was like, are you for real? 10-0 already? But yes, I am for real. 10-0. Oh, 17-13. It's a close game. Our defense seems to be doing a little bit better than theirs. Ironically, as I say that, they give a touchdown. There we go. Yep, defense is doing better than theirs. Oh, no. This game is This game is actually really close. We're in overtime. There you go, 3rd and 10. My little Russell. Keep going, my little Russell. Please, just get enough yards for a field goal. That's exactly what we need. Come on, Rodgers. You're not clutch. You know what they say about you? You're terrible. You can't win against good team. Damn it. Damn it. We lose the first playoff game we have, but it's fine. Really? Rodgers did not do that for our last rebuild. 477 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. Chris Carson wasn't great. Okay. He wasn't great, but I think that just has to do with the fact that this playbook pretty much forces us to run the ball 24/7. So we may have to come out of it because it's a little too run-heavy for my liking. I know Russell's not really technically built to be the passing style guy, but I don't know, I think with this offensive line, it makes more sense to be pass-heavy. I don't know. We're not going to touch anything for now, I guess. It's not really realistic for me to completely go away from what the Seahawks have been always about. Everyone loved to point out that you can't have Pro Bowlers if you're in the Super Bowl, but I thought they would show the nominees at least. I don't know where you can even find that anymore. Looking at the receiving, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Even when we're not in the Super Bowl, they still don't give us any damn Pro Bowlers. Anyone? Like, at all? Please? Maybe? Oh, our backup freaking running back is a kick returner. Chiefs versus the Saints should have been that last season, and it was a, wow, could you imagine? I would have much rather had that. So we do go back down to that original 78 overall. Penny, I don't know if he was already a star. I think he may have already been a star, so he did not go up. Of course, we knew Metcalf was a star. Offensive line looking bad and old. That's not good. I don't think we went up in any development trait at all the entire season, unfortunately. Offensive line, pretty much the gritty players is what we're looking at. Wide receiver, I think we could be good, especially if we keep Devon more. He's 25. Let's see how good he actually is before we make any contracts. He's actually pretty good as a number 3. He's a lot better than a 70, whatever overall it was. Ezekiel Ansah, who was terrible in the season, will not be getting an extension. I mean, he was okay. His stats, like his ratings look good, but he was very poor on the season. David Moore will get a 4-year deal, actually. Al Woods, another underachiever. Nick Vanette, maybe. Do we have Ed long-term here? I seen Fant, and I was like, oh, what Fant? It's not the Fant you think it is, pal. So I think we're actually just going to go out and spend a ton of money in free agency, and I think we're going to actually build a decent roster. So we have 60 mil. We're a 74 overall, which is rough, don't get me wrong, but it's because we're lacking positions, and we need a new left guard, new right tackle. But we're going to get better guys there. Ed Dixon, we could use a new tight end. If not, Disley's going to be our guy. I think we're actually going to just put him in the starting lineup now if we can. Oh, nope, we have a fullback there. Penny, I don't want to trade yet. I think maybe next season we may give him a trade. Depends on how he plays, I suppose. We're lacking players, but we have a lot of money, and I think we can get a few guys to lighten the load in the draft. I hate that. I hate when that happens, because it's just like the realistic move is to go for the big name, but it's very unrealistic to expect him to be there. Now, Joe, it's an offensive lineman. The Patriots have been known to get rid of talented players because they don't want to spend the money, so I'll allow it. I'll allow Joe. Will I allow Devon McCourty? I don't know. I feel like he's going to be a Patriot his whole life, though. Miles Jack, I don't expect him to ever hit free agency. Cody Whitehair. I'm just going to go around and see who I think is going to be a realistic move, who could end up being on the way out. So this has the potential to being easily my most successful year 1 free agency class ever. Please tell me we get a good chunk of these guys. So, Devondre Campbell, a guy that we didn't necessarily need at this point in time. However, I am fine with him accepting. Yannick Ngakoue was huge. We needed a pass rusher, and that is now the premier guy. Devon McCourty, didn't really have to offer him too much, so it's going to be a nice 1 year for us. Eric Armstead, love it. Love the signing. Joe, another great signing. Conklin, really good signing. And unfortunately, the guy I wanted the most was Austin Hooper for a 5-year deal. He did not sign. However, we go from a 74 overall, technically a 78, to an 81 overall just from free agency alone. We still have the draft. Might have found ourselves a little bit of a steal, even if he's just a 75 overall with bad development. Doesn't matter as long as he's okay of an overall, 75 would be lovely. But yeah, Yannick was definitely the biggest one. Hooper was a close second, though. Fortunately, could not get him. Might actually have to take a look at the tight end position here as well, or even just big wide receivers. Early second, I mean, that guy does look pretty good, but is he worth our time? So this wide receiver looks pretty good. I'm going to go out and say that Kyle Payton is probably a pretty good receiver. So we have a ton of options, and a lot of these guys are steals, you know, mid-second that are projected mid or even early first-rounders. It's really going to come down to, A, what's available at 22, and B, what's the most important thing? That safety looks insane, but he is a mid-first projection. Can we really move up any picks? I don't know. You know, you have this guy as well. We can kind of play safety anyways. Late second, he's a late first projection. Obviously, that guy's an early first. I wish he could really go to the middle of the first round. That would make me, make it so much easier for me. This guy's insane, by the way. Johnny Bush. I know we have LJ, but I don't know. I think it does go by the position, though. I don't think there was that many great left ends, was there? Oh, there's a lot of great left ends, and he was still the best by far. Okay. Late second, though. Is the cornerback gone? He's still there. Early second. Man, we don't really need the DN too much, but he looks very talented. So we're going to go Johnny Bush. I can't pass up on him. 76 overall. I forgot about the development telling. So unfortunately, if you didn't know, this is star development, which is still decent. I mean, he's better than Collier already. Oh, we have pick 2. How did the Seahawks get pick 2? So Antoine Fields is still there, and I am definitely willing to take him. Here we go. Bust, unfortunately. I mean, he's still going to be worthy to start, because we did get rid of Bradley McDougall, but yeah, it's a bit of a bust, unfortunately. So the Browns are actually willing to give us a pretty decent trade here. Charlie Kyle was the highest guy I had left on the offensive line, so here we go. Normal development. He's a decent player, though. He could start. I honestly don't remember what our actual position by position looks like right now. There was also another guy. Was he a DT? He might be gone, actually. Damn it. That DT actually looked very good. Wish I would have showed you guys. Jaren looks good. I think we'll be willing to take both of those guys there. Eagles were willing to get rid of a third round for this pick. They do take a bust, but it's a fair trade straight up. Next year, third round could literally be great, could be worse. So Jaron Bodden, I don't know. We drafted a really good guy that was a 67 overall, so he could have been a god for all we know. We're going to go with Brazel as our final pick. Normal development, so it definitely was not the best draft. That's all I can really say. See if there's anyone else we can just take randomly. So unfortunately, the one thing I really don't like about the hidden developments is when you try to go to draft recap, you don't get a super accurate, telling of who you missed on and who other people got. I mean, first glance, that guy's terrible, but if he's an X Factor, he's a god, Jamar has X Factor kind of written on him, so I guess he's a X Factor. That's what I'm going to just call it. As long as they're not normal development, these guys look pretty decent up top. I think this may have been the corner, actually. Damn it, man. He's actually probably going to be a god. It definitely was the corner because he was good in zone. Veal, we'll have to take a look at him later. I mean, our guy was okay. Oh, no, it was Fort, actually. Once again, can't really tell anyways, but it definitely was Fort, I think. I don't even know, actually. Point of the matter is we had an iffy draft. And if we would have had a good one, we would have been well on our way to a Super Bowl, I think. But instead, we're still looking for answers, aren't we? So Britt did have a big expense tied to him. I don't think we have the talent to replace him. KJ Wright, we're going to try to trade off. I don't think we're going to get much out of him, but anything helps, I suppose. We need a backup cornerback. And then, Fields. How good was Fields? He was normal development. No man, so that sucks. I mean, we're still a better overall than last year, right? That's really all that matters, as long as you're improving. And we definitely improved, specifically through the draft. So we trade KJ Wright for Seth DeValve from the Raiders. I don't even know if that's a fair trade or not, but that is the trade we have made, and I don't even know. I think Seth is on a contract year, but either way, we need a starting tight end. Seth is that guy for us. So here's the starting lineup going into year 2. It looks better. That's all I'm going to say. It just looks better. Hopefully developments can go up. Depends on how we play, of course. Offense, the stat line doesn't really look great unless you're like the backup running back. And, it depends on how well we play, and we may end up switching schemes entirely. It'll come down to how we play. If we keep winning, that's really all that matters. All right, we added a lot of free agents, and apparently it wasn't enough. Somehow, with the added talent, an 83 overall roster, we went 7-9. Let's take a look. I don't know how the hell we went worse, considering we definitely, once again, added some talent. We lost 4 out of the last 5 games. Yeah, that tends to do it. Passing, Russell Wilson apparently isn't the guy, according to EA. Too many touchdowns for the running backs. Rashard Penny. I keep calling him Rashard. Your name's not Rashard, so stop baiting me into thinking it's Rashard. DeValve, pretty damn good. What else do we have? Defensively, sack totals for the youngster. Yannick with 9. Okay, Johnny with 7. I mean, I'll take it. I don't know what Yannick was before. Clearly didn't go up unless... Actually, I think it waits till Super Bowl anyways, no matter what you are. Whether you're in the Super Bowl or not. Let's take a look at the... No, we're not doing that. Super Bowl is between the Texans and the Bears. We're not playing the Pro Bowl because I'm not about it. Let's take a look. Do we have any awards? As in players that are okay. Would you look at that? We don't. As usual. Ah, God, I love it. I love it. We never have anyone. The winner of the Super Bowl is the Chicago Bears, and I did say she. So let's take a look at the team real quick before we do any re-signings. So Russell's a 91. How old is he now? Like 32? 32 years old. Metcalf, 82. Okay, Penny, if he needs a contract soon, we should trade him off. Justin Britt really didn't regress, so I don't know what to do here. Did we lose our left tackle? Did we have a left tackle before? Surely we had someone better than that, right? Maybe? No? Okay, Michael Kendrick's a little regression. We do have him for at least another year. Do we have him for 2? We have him for at least another year. Devon McCourty took a huge hit. He is about to retire in fairness. I mean, it's still a decent team, but... Yeah. Oh, Devondre. Nice. Superstar X Factor. Okay, that's shocking. Apparently he's the new move because he was a superstar when we signed him, and now he's a superstar X Factor. I don't know if that's a common sight for him, but that's pretty impressive. I mean, you don't see that every day. Back-to-back upgrades, especially an outside linebacker spot. All right, 76 overall. We need offensive linemen galore. We need like 3 linemen. We need a tight end. We are going to trade our running backup anyways. And we could use DBs in general. Can't let him go. I don't know. Because there have been a lot of talks, trade rumors, Jalen Ramsey getting traded. He is kind of a little bit of a loudmouth player. Those are the guys that are mostly at risk for being let go by their team. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, this is a bit of a, pretty big re-signing process. No. We get Jalen Ramsey, we get McCourty, but I was hoping we would finally get that tight end position fixed that it's been eluding us all this time, and of course we do not. And most importantly, we don't get either of the linemen, and they're both going to go elsewhere. Oh, this is terrible. We are really screwed at offensive linemen. Can we really pay an offensive lineman? So we got Marshall Yanda. All right, so we have pick 14, and of course we have some decently big needs. Some decent wide receivers here. There's also a tight end, Mac Mincy. There's a second-round wide receiver that I want to get as a tight end. This wide receiver, Sean Moore, looks good too. There's obviously a ton, and I mean a ton, of great DTs as per usual. So the Buccaneers definitely do not need a wide receiver. They still could take one. The Ravens do need one. I don't know if they would trade with us. The Ravens do seem to value trading down, so... Let's see if we can trade down. I think this would be kind of perfect. Trade Collier, a second round next year, and a first round pick to move up 7 spots for this wide receiver. Most likely, I think Pryor was the tackle we wanted. Sean Moore, I mean, he looks pretty damn good to me. Come on. Normal dev. Really, game? Really? 91 jumping, pretty elusive, decently fast. He's a guy that you could definitely develop, but that really does blow. So we trade pick 46, 86, and Haynes to move up 13 spots, I believe it is. So Mr. Deshaun Wright, who looks very good, maybe even the best corner in the class. Normal development, he's supposed to be the 4th best player, though, and, I mean, he looks very good. It's just the developments have been absolutely horrendous. So I think we're going to take Nicholas Bolton. Strong, looks good. Let's go. A little bit of a reach. Really? These developments are trash. Well, we're going to reach for this guy. He's going to be terrible. The worst draft I've ever had. If the middle linebacker's there, we're going to take him too. All right, a bunch of players and a bunch of normal developments. Gotta love it. Let's take a look. Who the hell were we at? Okay, so here's the tight end. He did have a hidden. Probably would have been worth it, but that is not who he went. Please be normal. Oh. All of these players with better stats than our guy. Okay, is everyone hidden? Please tell me we're... Okay, thank God. I was about to say, please just tell me that we're the only team that took a normal development in the top 10. This is the debatable one. I'm going to give them a third round, but Rashad Penny, Disley, and Trey Flowers, two of them, I mean, even Disley's not super old either, but two of them in the prime of their careers. The Bills do not have a good running back. I thought that said Mixon. I was like, wait, did they? But no, they do not have a good running back, and their cornerback situation, I would assume, is pretty bad. So we have re-signings. Tyler Lockett, man. I mean, to be fair, we don't have many other re-signings, but 80 years old? 88 overall. This is quite the expense. Better bonus. Man, we're really running low. Here we are headed to the playoffs, please. Okay, now I'm not saying we're the greatest team in the world, right? But for real. We go 9-7 year one. We improve both years afterwards, and we miss both years. How? We're an 85 overall. Are you for real? Let's take a look at the team. So Russell's a 92. Carson's a 90. 88 for Lockett. Metcalf really hasn't upgraded too well. I mean, I will say the offensive line kind of did get a little bit worse, but we got a better tight end. You know, we got better. We have a 99 overall cornerback. We have a lockdown-based corner. How did we do worse? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. Russell Wilson, I think it's time for a scheme change. This whole running back crap is not going well. Lockett, good yardage. That's about it. Touchdowns are just lacking all across the board. Let's take a look at our kicker real quick as well after this. No sack totals, barely any picks. Kicker missed 4. I don't think that would have been enough, but you never know. Could have been one game lost because of him, and 10-6 is usually good enough for the playoffs. Headed to the Super Bowl. Anyone retire? Anyone decide they want to go up in development? How do we know when developments are up? I don't see any here. Actually, did Jared Cook go? Jared Cook might have went up. Oh, that's really going to change things, isn't it? Defensively, it doesn't appear like any new names came up. I don't think. They don't look familiar, any new ones anyways. So we're still an 85 overall. Let's take a look. I mean, I don't know. Maybe regressions hit harder and maybe retirement's hitting soon. The Browns win the Super Bowl 31. Oh, they do. 31-24. What happened? Yonda probably. Yonda's gone. That's a big drop. A couple of regressions. Lockett got a 4-year deal from us, and he already dropped 2 overalls. Kendrick will be replaced. He's on a contract year. We lost Devon McCourty to retirement. It's fine, assuming we have a little bit of money to work with. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, though. So John Ross, can't afford him. Can't afford you. I don't know if we can afford Michael, but he's definitely worth... Oh, we can't. How are we so broke and yet have such a bad team? Be restructure time for Russell Wilson, I'll tell you what. Okay, so Michael Kendricks is making quite the money. So we made a little bit of cap space. We're definitely not wasting on a punter. $7 million. I mean, what the hell can you even do with $7 million? Lane Vander Esch, 96 overall. It's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. A 5-year, 51. Actually, that's not bad. We actually can almost afford that, which is kind of shot. Oh, my Lord. I didn't even think about that. Leighton Vander Esch. I don't think that's very realistic that he's going to be a free agent, though, so I'm not going to actually touch that. Let's see. Any other moves? Chris Harris Jr. with Superstar X Factor. I don't really think we can do a whole lot here. I think tight end would be a big look if we can get one. We're going to give this random wide receiver a big 5-year deal, and we're going to put him at tight end, and let's hope for the best at this point. So we get Pouncey, and then we get Tate. Hopefully Tate makes a good wide receiver or a tight end because he's a pretty big fella. And we are still a very low overall. Surprisingly, we actually got Sherman on a 1-year, $6 million deal. Could probably put him at a free safety. The return of Richard Sherman. It may be short-lived, but he's going to be our new free safety. What the hell did I do? I took 2 days of a break on this, and here I am with no cap space at all. What in the world? Okay, we don't have 3, but we have 2 good ones. Devon, who's been insane. And then Wagner, free safety Sherman. So realistically, we need a right outside linebacker. Strong safety, I guess. This is a really good defense. So what about the offense? What are we missing? Oh, okay. So we're actually a decent overall. It's just we lost a few players in the offseason. So if we get a new guard, maybe a tight end with our 2 draft picks in the first round, we'll actually probably be one of the best teams in the league again. We need a new kicker and punter. We'll have to wait till after this is over. Hell, we might even draft a punter and a kicker. Wow, a mid-first talent punter? Oh my, I mean, might as well. All right, now, if we're going to be deadly honest, no lying, I have no idea how we have pick 4. I couldn't tell you. I don't even want to know. I'm just going to roll with the punches. Got ourselves some high DTs. Got a cornerback, Russ Savoy. Could be gone, actually, before we choose at 4. Really wish we had a top 3, though, because we could have traded down for major pickage. So this could be a little bit of a risky one, but we traded pick 4 for the Dolphins late first, early second, and their first-round pick next year. The reason why I did that is because this draft is a little weak, and more importantly, we have a couple of guys in the second round that I really want, and the Dolphins definitely make up with that pick. Is Wade Warner worth the pick? We'll find out, I suppose, and he was not. You know, this year, you're done. Here's a guy that I'm hoping can play a really good tight end for us. Hinton, another bust, apparently. Lots of potential, just no development, which makes it really hard to rebuild, even if they have potential. You know, you can upgrade these guys when you're actually using them, but when you're not, there's not a whole lot you can really do. All right, here we're going to take our starting kicker and punter for the entire year. Rob Jones looks decent. Please be decent. 68 overall, and yikes, the class sucks. Lane Fowler, the best punter in the class, 72 overall, decent punter, but the kicker is horrendous. We're going to go with this random third-round wide receiver who is looking like a tight end for us, and he will not start. Man, look at this draft class. Woof. How do you stop us? I don't know how you do it. Peppers, of course, was a hidden, very good player, but we traded down because we did not have a chance at either of the guys. This guy's a lot slower, but still hidden as well. McBride, hidden, scheme fit for us, but Here's the tight end, hidden. It looks like we did make a poor decision there. Should have went for the tight end. Some decent guys here in the top portion of the draft. You know, kind of raw, but a lot of guys with hidden, which obviously could mean many different things. Let's take a look at, the best overalls. Wow. I mean, the best overall was a 76 overall. And people wonder why the rebuilds are harder this year. You trash, you trash. That may be true, but it is also still hard. Well, would you look at that? Greg Olson's in free agency. That's a nice little steal. Same with Bryce Love. I have no idea our actual running back situation, but we could use him, I think. I don't know who Blair Wynn is. Maybe they got him, he was like a steal later and they're just not going to use him, but I'd be willing to give him a third round for him. Oh, okay. Brazel, a third and a fourth for Wynn. Don't know if that was a win, but, cool. Holy guacamole. 69 overall, Big Ben. What's happened? Holy crap. Superstar X Factor. I don't think so anymore. Should we get Ben another ring? Nah, we can't afford. I'm sorry, Ben. It was a cute little idea. Maybe even slapped you in the thumbnail. Would have been kind of funny, but nah. Hidden. Yeah. You don't say. And say at least make the playoffs and maybe force our way into the Super Bowl. I mean, it's crazy to think because, I'm still in the Madden 19, thought process, but you compare our team to the rest of the league. Let's take a quick look. I don't imagine many teams too much higher than what we are here. The Reds, I thought it was 85. The Redskins are not. Seeing, 81, 82. Browns, probably the best starting point team in the league. Same with the Cowboys and Chargers. They're lower than us. So we appear to have the highest overall team. So we should at least make the playoffs and then some, right? I probably didn't show it, but what a sick upgrade. +2 to speed for Tyler Lockett. Only puts him at 93, surprisingly, but nice upgrade there. So we have some re-signings. Devon Campbell, 2-year deal. Wow, we're that broke. I mean, in fairness, we only have to re-sign a few players. DK Metcalf, we cannot afford. How much does he want? He wants a $41 million deal. We're going to have to manage this because we have basically 3 names to re-sign and enough money for 1. So we got rid of David Moore and the fullback we actually just signed, and we just barely squeaked away with DK Metcalf. We'll have like $1 million to work with for whatever leftovers we have to get back. Richard Sherman may retire on his own anyways. Devondre is going to be a huge hit, but it's the way it goes. Headed to playoffs, looking pretty decent. Of course, we are the best team in football, so we should make the playoffs. And we do. We get a bye week at 10-6. Probably not a super deserved bye week, but I will take any sort of bye week. Anything that gets us closer to the damn Super Bowl. We've been struggling. We are desperate for a win. Come on, Russell and company. Give us that win. Not a bad season at all for Russell. Chris Carson, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Receiving, no. Defensively, sack totals, anything good? And we're paying so much for Njoku. Njoku? Okay. And Ngakwe, nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, if he doesn't go up in development, I'm forcing him up. That's all I'm saying. You can hate me all you want. He's going up forcibly. Rob Jones with a nice season. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go on, see what we have, and also see our overall. So we are an 86 overall. I don't know how that compares with the rest of the league. Let's take a look at, the actual individual upgrades. DK Metcalf is now an 85 overall. Sean Moore with a 5 overall upgrade. I will take that any day of the week. Offensive line, nothing too special. Defensively, once again, we're going to lose Devondre, Ian Sherman, which sucks. It's going to be rough. Fields, though, should have a star development by the end of the season. And I don't know, maybe you're right, or somebody goes the free safety. We'll see. But this could be, a Super Bowl team. And honestly, at this point, with how much we've struggled, a Super Bowl win would probably mean the end of the video because I'm like exhausting our last options here. All right, so simming to the end of the game. Left to right is the Saints. We are right to left. And we're looking okay. 10-0. Long drive here. Oof, unfortunately. Down by 7 to start the second half. Down by 14. Looking okay. We're down by 7, down by 14. It looks like they're driving again. No, it's not. Well, they are now. Good job, team. This is great stuff. I'm glad that Sim never favors us. Like, ever. Like, any Madden. Well, there you go. 38-24 with the best team in football by far. 86 overall team going against an 83. Don't get me wrong, they're close, but Jacoby Brissett is outperforming Russell Wilson. What do you want from me? I don't know. There's going to be comments, ooh, you're bad at rebuild. And it's like, what do I do? You build the best team through pretty much realistic moves, and yet you don't get realistic sims. Like, well, I don't know. So we're going to make a manual change here. We're going to give Russell Wilson an extra year on his contract, but we're going to cut his salary by like 35% because he's really not playing up to the money. And at this point, there would definitely be a restructure. We're also going to force a restructure on Joe. We're going to give him another 2 years on his contract, but once again, we're going to cut the salary a little bit. I think that's rather fair. We're saving cap space. And I think in real life, you almost have to. There's certain positions that maybe wouldn't, but certain positions would have to. Offensive linemen would probably restructure for the most part. Maybe not receivers. Russell, I think he's the kind of guy that would restructure as well, especially, wanting to try to win another ring. Like, I'm not sure how you add contracts that are super unrealistic. Well, not unrealistic, but you add contracts that, you have to pay so much money to these players, yet you don't counter that by making where you can restructure. I'm not sure how you do that. Sean Murphy, Bunting, Either he plays free safety, which for some reason, he's just always gravitated towards that position for me this year, or we find someone else to move there and he actually plays corner. But somebody's going to play free safety, so the free safety position will be fine. However, the linebacker position is going to be very, very bad. We can't fight for Devondre, like, at all. So we got Sean Murphy-Bunting and Tavai, who's going to be playing outside linebacker for us. We got him for, I believe, a 3-year, $10 million deal, so a lot cheaper than, the previous options we've had. I have no idea what overall he's going to go at on the outside, but he's not going to be much worse than the youngster we were starting, so if we can find a really good rookie, might be in business. Yeah, 78 overall, that's, not terrible. 81 overall with still draft picks to work with. Not bad at all. So here's a really sick DT. I don't know if the Dolphins pick was a very high one. Hopefully it was. If it was, we're definitely going Mark Lloyd to replace Eric Armstead, save some money. However, you also do have this tight end. So if we have a high pick, Bill Jackson could be the move himself. There's a couple of names here in the first round that I'm really liking. It's not like we're really risking a whole lot. Really comes down to getting that DT early, though, I think. Getting the DT, trade Eric Armstead off would be pretty nice. I don't think he's an elusive back. I'm just saying. We got rejected on Herndon, which is a little rough. Maybe Gesicki is still there. Wait, John Ross is a running back here. Did they actually convert him? There's no way the AI did that, did they? So we actually got a couple of decent moves. We got Will Lutz. I know the kicker we just had wasn't bad, so we're going to keep him as the starter. But at least now we have a somewhat long-term backup plan. John Ross and Greg Little, all very, very cheap contracts. And I don't want to mention the actual contract because it's a realistic rebuild, but I'm just saying the contract is borderline interesting. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know why I look like a Tony now, but I'm sorry. Sometimes, we're doing well, and then I just pull out the cringe card, and it's just, I show my hand, and the dealer tells me I bust. That's a pretty good meta. Now, that's a good metaphor. That could have also been, construed as, cringe, but I thought it was a good metaphor, and I'm going to stick to it. Could replace Eric Armstead. Oh, crap. This is why you don't, in fairness, I don't know if I would have got to number 1 anyways, but this is why you don't leave your rebuilds for the next day. Like, I can't trust, I'm not trusting offensive line anymore. You can forget about that. Linebacker is nice, but we did see some big names later. I know it's not guaranteed, but these guys look talented. I'd be willing to lay it on the line here. This guy did end up becoming like a nobody, but we'll still end up drafting him anyways. I guess Bill Jackson looks pretty damn good, right? Bill Jackson, I guess. Hidden development with Star. Okay, so Star development. We finally have a good young tight end in Seattle. That's going to be our starting tight end. So, I'm not mad with it. Let's go to the second round. Well, late first. Javonte Moss. Let's go Manny May. Screw it. Hidden developments. Another star development. Can't be mad with that at all. Somewhat slow, but a really good player. So we have a couple of 4th rounders. Let's go Rashawn Browning. Ugh. Like, he has so much potential. It's just they give him bad development. There's nothing really more to it. Damn it, no! I might actually show the whole thing there because I really just made... I kept accidentally clicking A on the wrong thing. There was 2 guys I wanted, the middle linebacker and the running back. I'm going to take a look at both because I just want to make sure that I'm stupid. You don't go into the doctor's office asking for a brain scan without proof. My name's Oscar Diaz. Once again, pull out the cringe card, showed my hand, busted. The Giants, why would the Giants be trading offensive linemen? That makes no sense. Give a 3rd rounder for Diaz. Once again, I don't even know if he'll start. We already have a bunch of 76 overall linemen, but they made the trade. They didn't get anyone good. That's that's the way it goes. As far as Madden 20 drafts go, that's a pretty good draft. I can't be mad. 2 star developments. This guy was a bust, and then the other guy was a late player, so we're not really worried about that. Highest overall players in the class were, of course, Mark Lloyd, the number 1 DT. Probably one of the best DTs ever in a Madden draft. That guy's absolutely freakly. Stamina could be a little bit better, but super strength. 70 speed, 83 excel, and how old is he? 21, right? Yeah, that guy That might be one of the best DTs I've ever seen. Wild. Only normal development, but he was the second highest overall. Luther Landry, a late first. Once again, another normal development. Game just ruining these top-tier players. Jermaine Cunningham, is there any guy here? All right, so let's take a proper look at the top guys. So, cornerback, no. Here's middle linebacker. I think we were debating on going for this guy. Scheme fit, a little bit lower of an overall. Here's the other tight end. Alvarado. God damn it. Alvarado. Yeah, it is Alvarado. What am I talking about? Now it's time to look at the moment of truth. It was about a third round for both of them. I'll be able to see because the running back was pretty speedily. I think this is the running back. I'm pretty sure it was. Hilton. Donaldson. Oh my God. Was he actually that fast? Oh my, yeah, he's a beast. He's an absolute beast. I'm pretty sure that was him. Because I was actually rather mad that we missed on him. So there definitely are some steals. I mean, that guy's obviously, without a doubt, a steal. Could be even the best middle linebacker in the class, depending on development. But hey, our guy wasn't half bad either. Star development. Hopefully he keeps his scheme fit going to right outside linebacker. Hopefully he goes up and overall outside linebacker. So even though, once again, probably won't have enough time to do reloads again this year, but we're going to always treat it as if we will. So we're going to see the re-signings. So we do have to re-sign our left end, who's 26 years old. Pretty damn good player, though. We're going to keep him for a 4-year, $62 million deal. Jaron Reed, 1-year deal. That's perfectly fine. He's not a good block shed or power move, guys. I'm not really sure how he's an 82 overall, but we'll look at that later. Of course, you compare him to Eric Armstead. There's no comparison, so I'm not sure how Eric's a lower overall here. But Eric, I think we're just going to give him the 1 year right away. We don't want to lose him. He looks very good. Jack Conklin, that's not really an unfair asking price. 2 for 14. That's a pretty good deal. If I was at the supermarket, I'd take it. Here's some offensive linemen. We did get Diaz, and he looks already like he's about to leave. So Blair Wynn is actually going to test free agency. Super unfair. I don't know what the hell his problem is. But go on. Do what you want. I don't care. All right, I would guess we're one of the best teams in the league again, headed to the playoffs. Let's see if we're in them. We should be, right? We should be almost a guaranteed team at this point. And EA Sim strikes again. Once again, not even like an ego thing. I just want to put this in perspective of why these rebuilds have been struggling this year. Maybe the XP sliders need to be up, but we got 2 teams with 82 so far. Most teams in the 75 range. Browns with 84, but that's the thing. The Browns are like golden standard in franchise, right? Yet they're a lower overall than us, and yet they always do better. I don't know what the story is. I almost feel like if we went with the Giants, we would make the playoffs year 1, and we would just constantly get better. You look at this, and there's no question. There is 4 to 5 teams that are in the top. It's kind of how it works. Pretty much the top 5 is elite status, and then everyone else is like silver status. Yet here we are, constantly missing the playoffs. I don't understand this game. This year is so bad for Sim. I'm going to actually take down, I'm actually that petty. I'm going to take down every playoff team here, and I'm going to see what their damn overall were. 84 overall Browns go 15-1. 85 overall Seahawks go 9-7. That's all I'm saying. And it's not even about wanting you guys to believe I'm some top-tier rebuilder, but what is going on this Madden? Holy crap. I know I'm not the only one because I've watched a couple other rebuilds and other people are having these issues as well, but this is unbelievable. This is unacceptable. I'm actually going to put the Bucks on this list because they're 10-6 somehow. So every team I have listed was a 10-win team or better. Panthers made the playoffs at 81 overall. Fair enough. I'll allow it. Things happen. 79 overall Rams made the playoffs. A little bit more iffy. 82 overall Saints. Makes sense. They're a good team. The 76 overall Bills make the playoffs. All right. The 75 overall Broncos make the playoffs. 77 Buccaneers. 77 Cardinals. 77 Chiefs. 79 Colts. 80 overall Cowboys. Fair enough. They're the fringe team, but I believe they are a pretty damn good team even after all these years. It makes sense. Everything else, though, why and how? I don't get it. 79 Jets. Fair enough. They're kind of up and up. They're getting there. I don't understand. We'll take a look at this, but I'm done with this rebuild. At what point is it where we're the only reason why we're going to make the Super Bowl is because we're by far the best team, like a 90 overall team? You kind of feel that was going to happen one of these years, though. last Madden was pretty similar too. You'd be up 10 overalls and you would get smoked. I mean, I don't understand that at all. Here's the rookie tight end. Not a great season, but not terrible for a rookie, I suppose. I'm curious to see that running back, but I can't remember their name. The linebacker and the running back. I'd say it'd probably be easier to see the linebacker because he's probably one of the fastest linebackers in the league. That's talented. Kicking, Will Lutz stole the job, and guess what? He was terrible. Let's take a look at these damn records. Or not record, well, the record, the schedule. Like, what is going on? We got smoked by the Saints. They're not a good overall. The Giants lost by 3 in a shootout of 38-35. The Rams, oh my God. The Cardinals. Browns, fair enough. They're the second best team. Redskins, they're actually decent, I think. Steelers, I don't understand. I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. Gonna take a look at who wins the Super Bowl. I'm out of here, honestly. Like, I don't know. We're gonna keep tweaking things. We're gonna maybe make our sliders a little bit higher. Maybe that'll counteract it. Browns versus Rams. What do they think this is? Year 1. The Rams don't deserve to be there. The Rams do lose, thankfully. Even after some regressions, we're an 84 overall. Did we go up any developments? I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point, but just curious. It appears not defensively, maybe. May was actually pretty decent on the season, but I do not think any. I don't think we had a single development go up in this entire rebuild, which is fair enough. These things happen. You know, it's not like you need to have developments go up to be a good team, but it is interesting, all in all. But that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe we get with a reload on this one later on in, the year, but it's another one that got away. I mean, I would say this one in comparison makes the Bears look, feasible, but this one is just, I don't get it. This is, I'm not saying we had the best drafts in the world, but we built the team to be decent. We kept making moves that, had to keep the team as cheap as possible, get some decent players, get some of the no-name guys and work them up. We did a proper rebuild. We managed the cap like a god, and yet we just couldn't do it. We were, you compare the cap situations, that's why half the other teams are 75 or 77, really bad overalls. But I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter at all. We probably have a top 5 QB considering the regressions, I would assume. Well, now he's probably a little bit lower, but let's take a look. Yeah, he's the 7th ranked after going down 4 overall, so it's safe to say he was probably a top 5 quarterback before the season ended. Yeah, he was just at that top 5 range. Lamar Jackson looking pretty damn good. Oh, God, what's his ability? Some players, I mean, that's a good one. First one free. It's good, a good ability for him. What about Kyler Murray? Is he a superstar? Actually, oh, Jesus. He's not bad. It's just not good either. But that's pretty much it. If you did enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe, do whatever. Love it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Let me know what team you want to see next. One of these years has got to be Super Bowl. One of these rebuilds. Do we just go out and try to find like the best team, like the Browns or something, and just pop one off? I don't know. But either way, I hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!